Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing and mini review of the brand new Logitech G A50 Gen 5 headset. And a lot of you are looking at this saying, well Drifter, doesn't that look very similar to the A50X that came out last year? And you're right, and that's why we're going to be doing a head-to-head comparison today, going over the specs, features, differences between these two, testing out some of the stuff on the new Gen 5 that we tested on the old A50X from our previous video. And as a bonus, we're even going to be comparing it to the old goated Astro Gen 3 A50s. These are about 8 years old from my house. These are workhorses. I use these for years. All right, this one opens from the bottom. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's just paper inside. Okay, let's go ahead and move that. Now we can see the glorious A50 Gen 3 headsets. And I'll go ahead and start talking about the comparison between these and the old A50Xs the very moment we dig out another important piece of technology, which is the base station here. So this is the base station for the new A50. This is what you would dock your Xbox, PlayStation, PC, Switch, and/or mobile into via Bluetooth. And this is where the comparison to last year's A50X is going to begin, if I can get this out of the box without being able to see it properly, because you'll notice if we flip it around to the back, there are far less ports on the back than last year's model. The build quality on the A50 Gen 5 is what you would come to expect from Logitech and the former Astro line. It has a removable headband at the top. I'm not going to pop that out because it takes a bunch of work. We have by default foam mesh on the inside. You can get leather for this. I believe there's a couple of different accessory packs because they just pop right off easy peasy like. I think that's awesome. Unfortunately, unlike the analog Astros, instead of being able to remove the decorative panels, we have controls on the side for our mixing and volume and various things. Microphone is not removable on these. It is bendable, and we're going to review the microphone here in a second. I just wanted to let you know that the microphone on the A50 Gen 5 and A50X just shockingly high quality. We have adjustable height for your head. These are a little bit stiff, so they lock in pretty good. They don't really droop or anything. On the back, you'll see a variety of controls for volume, for on-off, Bluetooth on and off. A pretty standard mix of controls for this type of headset, and the same as the A50X and pretty similar to the old A50s. And let's go ahead and jump into that microphone testing. I've now got the A50 Gen 5s properly set up on my PC, so I'm briefly going to show you the software settings, and then we're going to do the microphone test. So like a lot of microphones, you can do a lot of custom equalizer settings here. I like default. A lot of different things you can do with the microphone itself. Noise gate's extremely useful. And there is indeed some custom routing for sound balancing with all of the different things going on your system. But I think what's more interesting to most of you is a microphone test. So right now I'm using my $500-600 professional like podcaster microphone setup, but we're about to swap to the regular A50 Gen 5 mic. Now we're on the A50 Gen 5 mic. I just swapped it here on OBS, and I'll say the rain in Spain stays mainly on the plains, and the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. I think that while no, this doesn't beat my $500 or $600 podcaster setup, that it is an incredibly strong and good sounding microphone, given that it's just, you know, here on the base headset. And I'm not, you know, I'm going to kind of pull this back a little bit so you guys can see it. I don't have to use fancy stuff like this. I think that for most of my friends on Discord and most people in lobbies and gaming, this is actually well above average quality. So very happy with the A50 microphone and happy with the software now that it integrates with G-Hub. So you heard it yourself, the A50 Gen 5 microphone, surprisingly good. It doesn't outperform my $500 podcaster setup, but it is a powerful, nice, crisp, good sounding microphone for being the default one that's attached to a headset. The A50X actually has the same super high microphone quality, and the old A50s and the A30 line and some of the older Astro headsets, one of their core weaknesses is that the microphones were over-compressed, so they didn't sound very good via Discord or in game chat. The new series has way better mics. And now we're back for the direct comparison. The A50 Gen 5 is going to be the white headsets, and the A50X is going to be the black ones. You'll notice when I pick them up, whoops, strong magnets, that the headsets look shockingly similar. You don't see a lot of difference between them. Because these headsets are actually identical to each other. The headset part of this product is identical. I got different colors so that it's easy to show off, but the base stations are not. There's a substantial difference between the base stations for both of these products, and this is what you would use to hook it into your consoles, PC, and phone all at the same time. You'll notice that the one in black, which is the A50X, has HDMI ports for HDMI audio pass-through. It also has USB ports to communicate with the device, but if you take a look at the new A50 Gen 5, you will not see those HDMI ports there. Instead, it's 3 simple USB devices. And I personally think this is an improvement in design in terms of simplicity. And on top of that, since we're not having to license or build these extra HDMI ports into the product, means that the new Logitech G A50 is going to be substantially less expensive than the A50X. That's because we just didn't have to include as many ports in this one because we're just doing simple USB. As of the time of recording this video, the A50 Gen 5 is $80 USD cheaper. I'm sure that if you're watching this later through the years or for Black Friday or something, the prices might vary, but an offhand number is $80 to $100 difference less expensive for the new Gen 3. And I gotta tell you the truth, I actually think that's better because I don't have to fool with HDMI cables over here. I can just go straight USB, which is a much simpler setup. And I promised a comparison to the goated ancient version of the Astro A50X headset. And I'm gonna go ahead and pop this off. And you can see on the back that this one actually has aux ports and optical and like USB mini and all this kind of ancient stuff. Unfortunately, these ports are just getting fundamentally outdated. They're not working on as many devices, especially those opticals are kind of collecting dust. Whereas over here we have HDMI pass-through and over here we have USB-C. Between all of that, even though these headsets have served me for 8 years and they have been lovely, I do prefer the simplicity of a USB setup. And the reason that I'm talking about all of these ports on these various headsets that I've got around me is because these A50 headsets are very high-end. They are designed for power users. We're talking about the kind of guy who streams, the kind of gamer who sits down to play at their computer monitor even if they're on PlayStation 5, the kind of person who has an Xbox, a PlayStation, a PC, a Nintendo Switch, and a phone that they want to hook up. And by the way, all of these devices will accept Bluetooth from your phone and from your Switch or from any other device that you want. If you wanted to be goofy about it, you could connect a PC with Bluetooth. And it will audio mix all of that inside of G-Hub, so you can set your different levels for everything, you can mute different tracks, and you can turn off one console or another, but it is the perfect headset for a power user that wants to game at their desktop and wants to have Discord and PC apps and music and other stuff going on at the same time while they're playing console games. If you're interested in this product, you'll find a link down there below in the description of wherever it is that you're finding this video that will take you to the landing page. I have a referral code. I think it's just code Drifter. It'll save you 5% off if you want to get one of these guys. And I will say, in terms of longevity, I haven't had, these are only like a year old and the other one is brand new, but the old, the ancient, the beast A50s here. This pair is 8 years old and we still use this wildly. It'll probably last another 5 years. I had a pair before it last 7 years. They do tend to last a long time. Oh my God. And I think that's a great thing. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. And of course, click the links to check out the products. Drifter out.